Hello and welcome to WJTS-Inform. I'm your host, Bill Potter. We are on site at the Dubois County 4-H Fairgrounds as we're recording this afternoon because later today, that's when kids start bringing in the animals to the Dubois County Fair, and the Dubois County Fair starts in earnest on Tuesday night. I am with Kenny Eck. He is the ag educator for the Dubois County Extension Service. Yep. And Kenny, I guess, it's warm out here today. It must be Fair Week.
Oh, that's right. If it's not raining or if it's not hot, it's not going to be fair time.
Okay, now the fair starts on Tuesday and runs all week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's kind of a different and Saturday. Okay, and it's a little different schedule.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is arrange things so we have more events on Friday night and Saturday. In the past, at one time we had a huge auction that was the Friday night event, and we've kind of moved things a few days into the week to get people out here on Friday night having something to do that they're going to really enjoy.
Now, folks come out to the Dubois County 4-H Fair for multiple reasons, from food to visiting friends to seeing the animals. What are some reasons you think people should come to the Dubois County 4-H Fair?
Well, first of all, we're trying to celebrate some of the youth we have. That's what the 4-H program is all about. Really, the 4-H fair is basically a celebration of what the kids have done all year long. We're seeing posters, we're seeing projects, we're seeing animals, and they've learned those skills not during this week, but during the rest of the year. So really, you're seeing what they've done and what volunteers in the county have done, as well as educators and other industries and things that help support the program.
Now, farming has become taking up, I guess, less and less people are involved in farming as things naturally go with things changing. So those folks that are not on a farm, maybe live in the country or live in the city, is it okay to come out and see the animals? Is there a protocol for that?
Oh, sure. Just come on out. There's no charge to come to Dubois County Fair, no parking fee, anything like that. And a lot of the exhibits, we're gearing things, especially with newer exhibits, that are towards kids that maybe aren't from agricultural backgrounds. Okay. Whereas in the past, maybe some of the larger animals were things you might have had 100 years ago when we started some of the 4-H activities in the state. And maybe some of the corn and soybeans. Actually, there's very few people in those anymore. Well, we have more of the crafts. We have a lot of science-type things. We do have smaller animals, like we have small pets. We have rabbits, backyard chickens, which some folks that are a little more urban in nature do still have. And then also just the size of the animals that we've had in the past, like cows and hogs and things like that. We're seeing some of those numbers go down while the numbers of sheep and goats and horses are really starting to go up, as that kind of reflects the shift in people maybe living in the country but not really being farmers themselves.
Now, if somebody comes out with a little kid, about a 5-year-old, and wants to touch a sheep, is that okay?
It's okay. What we'd recommend, though, is maybe talk to the owner first, make sure that animal's a safe one to work with. There's a lot of animals out here for the first time at the fair, and they're a little bit apprehensive about what's going on around them. There's a lot of sounds and smells that they just don't quite know, and even though we might like cotton candy and carnival rides, they may not quite know what they are, and it makes them a little bit jumpy sometimes. So maybe ask the owner for permission, and then when you're done, maybe wash your hands and things, just because you're working with animals, and that's what we try to do out here, and visitors probably should as well.
Now, we won't find any poultry out here this year because of the avian virus that has been going through. So things are okay with that?
Yeah, we're still watching that from the commercial and from the backyard standpoint, but as far as the fairgrounds goes, you're right, there are no poultry this year at the fair. What we've done is in the past, those animals have shared the building with the rabbits. And so if you show up this year, you're going to see a really decked out, wide and open spaced area down there that they've kind of done some funky things with just to help promote the rabbits yet. And there will be a lot of information down there. A lot of kids decided since they couldn't bring their animals for poultry, they're bringing a lot of educational displays and posters instead to kind of show what they still learned. A lot of those posters we found are based on the avian influenza, which is why they're not here, as well as pictures of backyard flocks and things that they would have brought had they been able to bring those animals to the fair in the event the flu wasn't here.
Now, how are the fairgrounds? We've gotten a lot of rain the last few weeks. How are the fairgrounds as far as parking for folks?
Well, the fairgrounds themselves are pretty good. We've been here for about almost 50 years now, and things are pretty well rocked or paved where we need to. Some of the parking areas, we're hoping they dry a little bit more, but it's not too bad yet. But if you do come out, watch where you park at. Try to get a little bit higher spot rather than the lower spot if you can, and hope we don't have rain for the next couple of days so we can kind of let things dry out and bring more folks in.
Well, let's hope that as the week goes, things will get much better.
Yep.
Something new this year is Saturday night. We're going to have live entertainment.
We're going to have
Friday night.
Friday night,
because it's Sunday's best, so I got my days all mixed up, right?
On Friday, we're going to have Sunday's best. That's right. We haven't had live bands like that for 15 years. We have some new people on the 4-H Council, mainly junior leaders. They're youth themselves that are representing what the 4-H members want. And one of the things they were really interested in, we're trying to bring in some of the bands that we might have had here in the past, but for whatever reason, because of just availability or cost, haven't been able to bring in. So this year we do have a band in, Sunday Best, out of Kentucky. We also have Linda Smith Band on Saturday on the free stage. The free stage is, of course you can guess, it's free. But Sunday Best and things in the grandstand, a lot of times will have a cost with them, and there is a cost for the Sunday Best band. And it's really a band that they think is going to be one of the up-and-coming bands for country music in the future, so we're kind of excited to have those folks come in for us.
So Sunday's Best is going to perform Friday night.
Friday night, yeah. Yeah.
All right, and other special events that you think people will like the most at the fair?
Well, again, if you're into the livestock, there's a lot of livestock shows all throughout the week. The largest one we have this year, as always, is the beef show, and that's going to be on Friday night. And there are other shows as well for sheep, goats, dairy, all throughout the week. So it's just more or less go online and find at the Dubois County website for Extension. There's a complete listing there if they're interested, and some of the media sources are listing some of our events as well.
Now, this is the Dubois County 4-H Fair. Is it the biggest event in Dubois County?
Yeah, we kind of talk about it as maybe being the county party. Again, we're celebrating what the 4-H youth have done over the last year. But if you think about what you see in some of the larger cities and towns in Dubois County, you have the Strassenfest in Jasper, Herbstfest in Huntingburg, Folkfest in Ferdinand. And although everybody goes to it, they're very much themed around those areas. For the Dubois County Fair, though, it's about Dubois County and Dubois County youth and the volunteers and industry that help support them, and also what they've learned. So it's kind of the county party, if you want, with everything from carnival to live animal acts and everything else.
Yeah, we're going to ask you one more question. This is a question we usually reserve for the Queen candidates when we ask them. What's your favorite food at the fair?
I usually go for the elephant ears.
Elephant. You know, I think that's what most people pick.
Well, there's a second one, too. There's also the fried bologna sandwich. That's something that I grew up with a kid. That's a very German thing. And I think that one of the groups here, I think the Optimists, have had that in the past. I don't know if they had that on their agenda for this year or not yet.
Well, let's hope they do. All right, Kenny Eck, thank you very much for talking with us. Kenny is the ag agent here in Dubois County, and he has been talking to you and encouraging you to come to the Dubois County 4-H Fair, which runs Tuesday through Saturday. I'm Bill Potter, thanking you for watching WJTS Inform. We're local people watching local people.